After being abandoned for nearly 40 years, you may be wondering what happened to the Krueger-Scott Mansion. Hi everyone, Ken here. Hit that subscribe button and let's explore this house. After leaving Germany in 1853, Gottfried Krueger landed in Newark, New Jersey. His uncle John Labley co-owned a little brewery, and Gottfried started at the bottom, literally cleaning floors and wooden shoes, then gradually working his way up. By 1858, Labley and his partner split, and Labley took Gottfried along to start another brewery, and soon enough, Gottfried was made foreman. In the following years, he saved up every cent until 1865, when he partnered with a friend to purchase the old brewery. That's where the true Krueger brewing legacy began. In the early years, Krueger's operation was small, producing only around 4,000 barrels of beer a year. But he invested in new buildings, expanded his cellars, and kept up with modern equipment. By the mid-1870s, he was sole owner, and production soared to tens of thousands of barrels annually. Eventually, Krueger's rapid growth allowed him to buy or hold shares in other breweries, making him a significant figure in the Newark business scene. Like many brewers, Krueger's operations took a major hit when Prohibition started in 1920. The company barely got by making near beer and soda, but it was a struggle. Gottfried passed away in 1926, well before beer came roaring back with the end of Prohibition in 1933. That was tough timing. He never saw the legendary moment that would put his name in the history books. After Prohibition, brewery president William C. Krueger, Gottfried's son, decided to take a chance on a brand new packaging idea, the beer can. They partnered with American Can Company, which installed canning equipment on a no-risk deal. Basically, Krueger wouldn't pay if the experiment flopped. In 1935, after a small test run, Krueger's Ale and Krueger's Beer became the first in American history to be officially sold in cans, beating out bigger national rivals. It was a smash success, and more breweries quickly hopped on the can wagon. But that's getting a bit ahead. Let's back up to 1888 when Gottfried built his dream home. As mentioned, he was selling tens of thousands of beer barrels every single year, which made him among the wealthiest brewers in the country. He hired architect Henry Schultz to design for him a 10,000 square foot mansion for $250,000, the modern equivalent of about $8.3 million. The balloon frame structure was wrapped in red brick, with a tower jutting up high enough to offer 360-degree views of the city. When it was completed, it became the crown jewel of the neighborhood, where the Kruegers would host legendary get-togethers. Entering the mansion, we pass through a vestibule and arrive in the hall, where we find a marble statue centered in a niche at the end, as well as a coffered ceiling soaring overhead. At the end of the hall, we can turn to find the grand staircase sweeping away below a stained glass window at the landing. But that isn't the only source of light. If we look up, above the statue is an oculus. Let's jump ahead and run upstairs to see this in more detail. At the stair landing, we find the oculus seemingly caged in by ornate metalwork, and above that is a brilliantly colored and intricately crafted stained glass dome. Let's go ahead and make our way back downstairs and turn to the room that is right next to the staircase. This is labeled the reception room, though it is among the largest rooms in the house, so I'd say it is probably the drawing room. In addition to gilded plasterwork, a polar bear skin rug, and layers of wallpaper, the ceiling is finished out with hand stenciling in vibrant colors. Across the hall from this room where we first entered, we find what was most likely the actual reception room resting at the base of the tower we saw outside. Further back in the house, we'll pass through a passageway beyond the grand staircase to find the dining room. While hand stenciling, silk wall treatments, and hand-woven rugs might steal our attention, I do want to point out the built-in hutch at the end of the room, as well as the intricate detailing found along the fireplace's upper mantel. When Gottfried passed away in 1926, the house sold to Louis Scott Roundtree, who was notably Newark's first black millionaire. Meanwhile, through the 1930s and 40s, Krueger's sales climbed, with distribution spreading across the eastern seaboard. By the early 1950s, the Newark brewery was pumping out over 1 million barrels a year, an enormous jump from the 4,000 barrels of Gottfried's early days. Despite the success, the 1950s and 60s ushered in an era of fierce competition from national brewers. Unable to keep pace with giants like Budweiser and Schlitz, Krueger was eventually sold in 1961, and the Newark plant was closed. Production moved to another facility outside of New Jersey, and the original Krueger site was later demolished. As for the house, Louise took great care of it, using it in part for her beauty school in the meticulously maintained first floor of the mansion, and she intended for its legacy to continue. Upon her passing in 1982, the mansion was left to the city with plans for it to become an African-American cultural center. However, the council refused to allocate funding for the project, which left the house in limbo. The exterior was stabilized, but the interior was left to rot. The windows were boarded up, and the property was wrapped in barbed wire, and all hope seemed lost. After sitting vacant for nearly 40 years, plans for its restoration were finally put into motion in 2020. Since then, it has been restored and reimagined as a live-and-work makerspace by Makerhoods. Thankfully, the Krueger-Scott Mansion is back to being the crown jewel that it was designed to be. And just as a quick last-minute fun fact, the Krueger-Scott Mansion was used as the inspiration for the fictional Fitzcarraldo Mansion in the popular animated series Venture Bros. And with that, I'll turn it over to you. What did you think about this mansion? Did you have a favorite room? Let me know down below in the comments section. And while you're there, make sure you're subscribed so you never miss an exciting episode of This House.